Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. Game 1 of opening season. New York Knicks against Boston Celtics. Double overtime. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Knicks Cave. Before we get into the show, I want y'all to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Well, let's get right into it. What can I say? Double overtime. That's the way to start the season. I mean, we should have won that game in regulation. The Knicks got sloppy. We had at least 11 point lead with 3 minutes and some change left in the game. And what do? We started turning the ball over. Almost started looking like them old Knicks. Got into overtime. Still looked a little shaky. But at the same time, what can we take away from this game? The Knicks have to learn how to finish games in regulation. I mean, we finished the game in overtime, but we should have won that game. It shouldn't have been no overtime. It looked sloppy in the beginning. Excuse me, I'm not even going to say that because it didn't look sloppy in the beginning. It came out, it looked like we was going to put the Boston Celtics away early. We had an 8-point lead to nothing, and the Celtics got hot. Jaylen Brown got hot. He scored 20 points in that first quarter alone, and he brought the Celtics, took the lead. And we was like, okay, honestly, this was a good game. This is going to go down as one of them classic games because it was a back and forth game, knockout punch, like boxes. The Knicks and the Celtics. It was a very entertaining game. I'm gonna hit you with some stats, and then probably come back into the game. You know how I felt, what the Knicks should have done. But Tom Thibodeau, he executed a good game plan. The Knicks didn't execute his game plan well, especially going down the end of the game. I seen the frustration on his face because I was frustrated. All right, but let me hit you with the stats. RJ Barrett, he had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He went 6 from 11 from the field, 3 from 7 from downtown, shot 4 from 6 from the free throw line. He had 2 blocks, no steals, no turnovers, and he played 47 minutes. And in the beginning of the game, the first half, he wasn't he looked lost, He was trying to play defense on Jaylen Brown. It wasn't going well for RJ Barrett, but we starting to get used to that pattern, him not having a good first half and then erupting in the second half. He could be a special player if he can keep that same focus from beginning of the game to the end of the game. I mean, I don't mind he getting more focus at the end of the game because, it gets us the victory, but if he can stay that focus in the beginning and make the shots that he needs to make in the beginning of the game, the Knicks will have a real good season. And you can start putting him in that, not all-star category just yet, but putting him up in the upper ranks. But he got to start coming out having better games in the beginning. His defense, it wasn't that bad, but it's opening night, Like I said, he had 19 points. Julius Randle, he erupted for 35 points when we needed him. That second quarter, he had scored at least 14 points. Let me see something. Hold on, look at my stats over here. 15 points. As a matter of fact, RJ Barrett erupted for 14 points in the third quarter. But let's talk about Evan Fournier. I'm going to jump off Julius. I'm going to hit you with Julius Randle first. Julius Randle, he played 46 minutes. He had 35 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. He shot 12 from 27, 3 from 8 from downtown, had 8 from 8 from the free throw line, 3 blocks, no steals, and he had his usual 7 turnovers. Not his usual 7 turnovers, but when I say usual, he get turnover. He played, keep playing that point power forward. It ain't working really, but we got the victory. And like I said, we supposed to have won that game. We would have won that game if Kemba Walker wasn't forcing Julius Randle the ball on them last 4 plays. Evan Fournier, everybody was lack of that. They started playing like they had the victory. They just knew they had the victory. Boston wasn't giving up, and it showed because we went to overtime. Now this is where everybody and all the pundits out there was talking about where the Knicks was going to be missing Reggie Bullock on the defense, and you can say that, but Evan Fournier came on his opening night. First night playing for the New York Knicks, he dropped 32 points. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 13 from 25 from the field. He shot 6 from 13 from downtown. 1 block. He had 4 steals, 1 turnover. And if it wasn't for Evan Fournier, we wouldn't have won that game. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle put us in a position to win the game. But Evan Fournier won that game for us because in overtime, Evan Fournier took over. And this is where I got to say Julius Randle showed real leadership. Instead of, he knew he didn't have the legs under him. Evan Fournier was hot, and he was just setting the nice picks that got Evan Fournier open for them three-pointers. And Derrick Rose came in at the right time. Derrick Rose, I'll get to him also, his points later on. But just to talk about him real quick, he didn't have a real good first half. I mean, he was doing everything we wanted him. The ball just wasn't dropping. But he scored when we needed him to, which got us right over that hump. You know what I'm saying? Kemba Walker, he had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 3 for 8 from the field, 3 for 4 from downtown, 1 from 2 from the free throw line. He had 1 steal and 4 turnovers. My man Mitchell Robinson, he had double-double. Mitchell Robinson was really showing his muscle, you know what I'm saying? He was flexing, he was moving the guys around. I mean, Williams, I get to Boston Celtics, they had a decent game. It would have been overtime. But Mitchell Robinson, yeah, by mid-season, Mitchell Robinson going to be doing some crazy shit with that newfound weight that he got, you know what I'm saying, that muscle, I'm telling you right now. He had a double-double, 11 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 5 for 5 from the field. You know, he didn't get to the free throw line. Yes, matter of fact, excuse me. He went 1 for 4 from the free throw line. He had 2 blocks and 1 turnover. He played 34 minutes. The Knicks bench looked kind of good because Toppin had his best game as a New York Knicks. I'm going to be honest with you. He had scored 14 points. He had 5 rebounds, no assists. He shot 6 from 9. He had 2 for 3 from the field, free throw line. He went 0 for 3 from downtown, 1 turnover, 1 block, no steals. The plays he was made, he was looking like back when he was in Ohio, you know what I'm saying? Toppin looked really good tonight. Rose came out, 9 points. It was a quiet 9, but 2 of them 9 points was very important, especially in overtime. He had 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 3 from 11 from the field. He went 1 from 3 from downtown. He shot 2 free throws from free throw line and 1 block, 2 steals, 2 turnovers. Burks added 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He went 2 for 5. 1 for 4 from downtown. He didn't make it to the free throw line. He had 1 steal, no blocks, and no turnovers. Brooks, he didn't score, but he did what he had to do. He had some timely plays, you know what I'm saying? Quickly. He had played only 8 minutes. He scored 2 points. He had no rebounds, 1 assist. He shot 1 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from downtown. Didn't get to the free throw line. No blocks, 1 steal, and 1 turnover. Jericho Sims got in for 7 minutes. He had 1 point going through the free throw line. He missed 1 out of 2. He had 1 rebound, and that's basically was it. Nobody else really played. At one point, Boston Celtics was doing what they want. Tibbs made some changes, and it worked out well. Obi Toppin brought some energy to that unit. You know what I'm saying? The third quarter, the Randle just got hot. And the Knicks went from there. We supposed to win that game in regulation, but like I said, the Knicks got sloppy down the line, and the Boston Celtics came back and they did their thing. They made it a game. This is going to be talked about. I'm telling you, tomorrow on ESPN, they're going to be talking about this game. My man, Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown, he played 46 minutes, and you can say he scored for every minute he had a point, because he had 46 points. He had 9 rebounds. 6 assists. He shot 16 from 30 on the field, 8 for 14 from downtown. He went 6 for 8 from the free throw line. He had 1 block. He had 3 steals and 4 turnovers. He had help from Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart dropped 15 points. Williams, he had 16 points. Tatum, he had an off night, but he dropped 20 points. He shot 7 for 30. He had 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He went 2 for 15 from downtown and 4 from 5 from the free throw line. Marcus Smart saved them. Well, he could have saved them, but he brought the Celtics into overtime with the. It was a lot. Now that's why I say that would have been a play that we missed Reggie Bullock on. I really can't say that it would have turned out any different, but it was a lapse in defense that caused Marcus Smart to get over and brought the game into overtime. It looked shaky, but the Knicks got the victory, and that's all that count. So far, I'm 1-1. With my predictions, I said the Knicks would take their first 3 games. I might be looking at Orlando because, I was sleeping on them just like I slept on Boston a little bit. This kid Langford, he came in, made some timely shots. He had 10 points. I don't think he missed the basket. Let me check on him. Let me check on Langford real quick. I'm just talking about Langford. Yeah, now he missed a shot. He missed a shot. Remember that. He played 23 minutes. He had 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 4. He went 4 for 6 from the field goal. And he went 2 for 3 from downtown. The reason I brung him up because on my last video I kind of talked about him like he wasn't a scrub and he wasn't having any type of impact on the game. You know, he did. They didn't play him that much in overtime, but earlier in regulation, he made some plays and that took the Knicks off their defense. I mean, it was a good game. And if you seen the game, you would agree with me that this game could go down in a classic and a rivalry of the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. And with that being said, I want everybody out there to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.